Hey everybody, I'm Mike,
And I'm Vic.
and you're watching Met
Met
in
in
Florida.
Florida.
What's going on, Vic?
How you doing there, Mike?
Doing pretty good. Smells like I haven't. There's something I'm smelling that I haven't smelled since 2016. So
Hmm, the
something's in the air.
playoffs.
Congratulations to them.
Congratulations,
They're not
Mets.
finished, but
Nope,
it's step
first
one.
step. I like the fact that they underplayed the celebration.
They were very professional about
Yeah,
it,
I
but they
like
still
that.
had fun.
Yes, they
It was,
had
it was, it
fun.
was a
That was the
healthy
point.
mix.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So
and
let's.
I got to mention, to me, even though Jake's our best pitcher, I was saying to a friend of mine, it was very appropriate that Max was the starter last night. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's
Yep.
the reason. He's the culture changer.
And here's a little like for everyone. There's a little tidbit for something down the road.
Sure.
When we get there. Who do we go first? Who do we go second in the playoffs?
I
And
mean, the
there's good
rotation.
reasons, yeah, as far as every series, it's good reason to pick either one. They both
You
have
can't
done
go
great.
wrong with either one.
Yeah, I think in that sense, when we get to that video, it'll just be on matchups.
Yeah,
And
and
how
in
we do.
some ways, again, I mean, before we get into our topic, this season continues to have landmark, memorable games because the other day we had the 20 strikeout performance, which tied a club record in the major or broke a club record and tied a major league record,
Right.
which kind of goes along with the no hitter we had earlier. And then yesterday, even though he couldn't pitch the whole game, he had a 6 inning perfect game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so memorable.
Yeah.
It was just an awesome way to do it.
That was vintage Scherzer.
Vintage. That
That's
was
awesome. That was
ridiculous.
awesome. Yeah.
And I know he's already had 2 no hitters to his credit, including us. I remember that in
Yes, I do.
2015.
Yeah.
But he's so professional. He knew what he had to do. It
Yeah.
was just great. So congratulations. That's like we said, step one though. We're not finished.
Step one. So let's
So
dive in. Let's dive
into the
this
topic, which is Mark Vientos.
Mark Vientos.
Yep.
I want to start off by saying that his promotion to the majors, the one thing I think the Mets erred on was promoting him this late.
Yeah.
Because
for whatever reason.
Well, here's the thing. They have their reasons, but there's something that they should have looked into, that Vientos struggled at every promotion for about 3 weeks. And once he got going,
He figured it out.
He's unstoppable.
Nope.
Seems like on the side note, Alvarez is similar in that situation as well.
Yeah.
They should have brought him up prior to the trade deadline. Yes. Not saying they wouldn't have gone out and got another hitter, but at least we would have gotten an idea, given the kid a chance. Now we're running on few games now to see whether or not he's going to help us in the playoffs or not.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. Let's see what did Mark do this year. He played in 101 games. He had 427 plate appearances, 378 at bats, 66 runs, 106 hits, 16 doubles, 1 triple, 27 home runs, and 72 RBIs. So that's a pretty
that's like a major league season. That's like
exactly. Yeah.
Very good.
His walks were at 44, strikeouts were a little high at 122. But his batting average was
solid.
At 280,
solid.
And his on base was 358.
Very solid.
Very solid. Very solid.
The OPS is really above average.
Right. Right. So that's he as a taping of this video, he's already made his appearance. He's gotten his first hits, first RBI. He doesn't seem overmatched at all.
No.
But it looks like he just needs to
tweak a few things.
Yeah, tweak
and
a few
more
things.
Bats.
Yep.
You see the talent even when he makes the outs. Like he's got talent.
Yeah.
And then there was one at bat. He had didn't he walk? He had a very good at bat at one time.
That he walked.
And he walked, and I'm like, that's maturity. That's actually he knows the strike zone.
Yeah, that was surprising because I have seen videos of him down in the minors. And of course, when you're seeing videos, you're only seeing the highlights. You're not seeing the total at bat.
Right.
But I was very impressed with that at bat, the walk that you mentioned, and also with the hit the other way for the base hit and for the run. I like that he was able to go the other way and just get the bat in the ball and drive in the run. I think once he hits his first home run, I think he'll loosen up a lot.
The chains will come off, so to speak, and he'll be
Exactly. And
flying.
I think, in my opinion, I think you don't want to bury one guy to the other, because you can robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I think you need to get both those guys, both Ruff and Vientos, equal amount at bats, and not just against lefties. We don't have that option with us going forward. I think we need to get them at bats, and really the games will dictate it. Every game counts, so we can't have enough. We don't have enough chance to play around with it. So hopefully the Mets can get some big leads in games where we can take out our regulars, because we do need to rest them as well, and get some of these guys in, getting Vientos in, and getting Ruff maybe to spell Pete at first. He's also played in the right field. So I think there's chances of getting those guys in, but it really dictates on how the games go. There is no, I like Vientos. I think Ruff could help, but he just has not done it. And I think we're just trying to find that whoever takes hold of it, but it's hard to take hold of it when it's based on lefties.
Yeah.
And the one thing is that Vientos has not shown that he's strictly a platoon guy. He does hit righties.
Yeah, no, he can't. Right, no.
Yeah, he does hit righties, so it's not to the extent he hits lefties, but sorry about that commotion there.
As I'm sitting on the bed, you're going, it's like we're in sync. Boom.
I was like, whoop, something fell.
Yeah.
That was funny. Technical difficulties here. That was funny.
No, you're right. No, and you made a good point that he can also hit righties, and I know Ruff got a hit his last at bat that we saw, whatever. But I mean, he's been overall disappointed. I mean, I think. And here's the question: do you see Mark Vientos on the playoff roster?
I think the last games that we have will determine it. I think that decision is going to come right to the wire.
I'll tell you who we have to really thank that we have this luxury, because not only is he dispelling Vientos and Ruff and even Marte, and did I not call it? I'm going to do this. Eduardo Escobar is having a monster month.
Right.
Like I felt he would. The veteran leader that he is, he's stepping up now. And because he's doing that, he's like filling in for three guys. Right. And that gives Vientos a chance to kind of like not feel the pressure. Because on this team, you shouldn't feel the pressure.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
well, I think,
thank you, Eddie.
But there's one thing that I do want to see, which we'll touch base on another video.
Yeah.
Is whoever is DHing, whether it's Ruff or Vientos, I don't think either one should be batting behind Pete.
Well, we talked about that in the next right. We're
going to get into that particulars.
I agree.
I think the DH on the group of guys that we have right now should be hitting lower in the lineup.
It'll lengthen out the lineup too, really.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just
Power at the bottom.
I don't see either. I mean, right now Vogie is starting to hit again, which is great. But
You knew he would. I mean, he's too good not to.
yeah, but really, as a we don't have a true hit behind Pete.
No.
Though I have some ideas, and so do you.
And even more that we didn't mention that I think we could discuss without a doubt.
So, but going back to this kid, I hope he succeeds. I really do. I mean, he grew up rooting for the Mets, and here he is playing for the team he rooted for, which is it's got to be unbelievable to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for the kid, for himself, and for the Mets, because if he can hit like he did in AAA, that's one hell of a power source to just throw into your lineup that nobody will see coming, and kind of like a surprise. Because not enough scouts would have seen him to really give an idea how to pitch to the guy. And you make a mistake and he can take you out. And I have seen him go the other way on pitches that when he hit him, they look like flyouts and they just carried because of the spin that he gets when he hits that ball.
He does. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
In all his flyouts, even I was noticing you could see the powers there.
Yeah.
Swing is there. Even when he pops up,
it doesn't even look like he hits it square and the ball just takes off.
No.
And
he's got the strength, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come around. I do.
So let's hope that it does. Like I said, I don't want to bury either guy, because if Vientos doesn't do it, Rolf has got to be the person that they choose.
We can't let that trade be for nothing. Yeah, we got to give him a shot.
They have to figure out how to get them both enough at bats, and really, to this point, it doesn't matter if it's lefty or righty. Just get them at bats.
I agree with you. No. Hey, in the playoffs, it's not going to matter either. You got to do it now.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Play the game you dealt.
Yeah, I think it's just a good thing to just get them both at bats, because the other team could have that righty coming in, and now you're stuck because you got them in the hitting, thinking you're gonna hit up against the lefty. He's a righty. Less of a surprise, give him some at bats, give him a little bit of confidence. Say, hey, we think you can still hit against righties, but we know we really want you in. I think the mentality is like, we really want you in against the lefties, but we know you can handle yourself against the righties. As opposed to, we don't believe in you at all against the righties at all.
You can't do that to them.
Yeah, can't do that.
They're major leaguers. You got to treat them like major leaguers.
Right. So I think really, the best man wins out. That's it. Simple.
Yeah.
If it's Vientos, you play the rookie. If it's Ruff, you play the veteran, and that's it. And you just go from there. And like I did see, I mean, you can change. Hopefully we're going on a long run, and hopefully we get the ultimate prize, but you can change who is eligible for each round. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this is why I want to get the division, so that we could really, I don't want to deal with that drama of the urgency. I want to chill. Right. I want to reassess.
Yep.
And it's funny. I was looking at our schedules. We're at now our schedule and the Braves are very similar. Until we play each other, we only have one team above 500, and we're playing them now with the Brewers, and the Braves are going to have the Phillies. They have 2 games in hand, one Thursday because we're off, and one next Monday because we're off. So that's going to be telling.
Right.
So,
is that a 4-game series they got coming up with the Phillies in Philadelphia?
I think it has to be, because they have a full week.
Yeah. So then, and really, this is the Phillies.
The Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah. Phillies have got to step up, or they're out of the playoffs.
Phillies could kill a wet dream, man. They're terrible. Yeah. They're terrible when they have to step it up. Like, come on.
Yeah. And I'd never be a Philly fan. However, for them, if they don't win, if they don't split with the Braves, you could be looking at them dropping out of the playoffs and getting overtaken.
The Phillies.
Yeah.
That's true, because you have, I think you're right.
Yeah. Because they only had a 2-game lead on that playoff spot.
That's true. No, it's very tight.
If they got swept.
You got the Padres, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So if they got swept, they could be right out of that spot.
Now I got a silly question. I know we knocked off the Brewers last night to clinch, but the Brewers are still in the wild card technically.
Yes.
They're not done.
They're not done. Hopefully they could put pressure. Let's take care of the Brewers. Let's finish these games, do well, and let them then be a little bit more on the offensive to play well, because that pushed pressure on the Phillies to have. It's like a domino effect.
It is a domino effect.
If we get through them, we beat these guys, and we can take each game like it's a series, every game like it's the series, not just
1 out of 1.
Yeah.
1 out of 1.
1 out of 1. 1 out of 1, exactly. Then they're gonna feel the urgency to play up to get in, and the Phillies are gonna be feeling them sneaking up. So
And and
that can only
again,
help us.
we've already beaten the Brewers' best pitcher, one of the better pitchers in the league. So
Yep.
yeah. And I know they still, it's funny with that celebration yesterday. I could tell they still have their foot on the gas.
Yep.
And they're gonna. I like those T-shirts they wore, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I want to get. I want to get one. But no, man, you're right.
Now I have another question for you. How do you feel about Vientos? His approach. From what I've seen, as far as scouts, that he has a see it and hit it approach.
That's right. Yes.
I guess if you look at it as far as the Mets, they're grinders. He might not be so much of a grinder. But sometimes you need that guy who can hit a pitch you didn't think he could. And when the pitcher has to think, I always looked at it this way: if you're a pitcher, and let's say you're going against a home run hitting team, and they all have the same weakness, breaking balls, let's say, right? You don't have to think that much. They pretty much have all the same holes in their lineup. You pretty much can carve them up just doing the same thing.
Yep.
However, if you got guys who all grind it out and they all have their particular strength, well, some guys are great at hitting the sliders, the changeups, the curveball that they mash. Other guys are great at fastballs, right? You have to think a lot harder going through that lineup. And if you have a guy who doesn't quite fit any of that, that's those guys that you can make a mistake. Yeah,
sometimes you're right. It's good to have that little wild card in there that it's not like, oh, they're all grinders except for, well, no, they're not all grinders. There's one or two that can shock you. And then that's what you want. No, you're right. That's what makes a successful lineup.
Yeah. So you never, I don't really have that problem with it. He doesn't seem to be a thing. He wasn't doing a Khalil Lee when he came up. Let's put it that way.
Right.
He didn't look overmatched. He just looked like he was trying to get.
He wasn't flailing.
Yeah, he wasn't flailing, and he was taking good pitches. And so I'm just hoping. I was like, I want to see this guy lay into one. That's what I want to see.
No, and I think he will. I think you're right. Once he gets that first home run done, it's going to be.
Yeah. He's
going to be. That'll be like his making his bones. Like that's his initiation.
Exactly.
And then he's going to be fine. I do want to make one more point. We talked about Escobar coming through this month. Another guy I want to salute is Tomas Nido.
Absolutely.
Oh, talk about bottom of the order. Like, boy. Oh boy. Like he is, to me, he is the number one catcher on the team. Hands down.
I think he's earned that right.
Yeah.
At least for the rest of this year. Yeah.
He's part of that bloodline. He definitely is. There's no doubt. Another question I have for you off topic, and we could probably talk about this in another video. Do you think Jeff McNeil can win the batting title?
He's right there.
He's so there.
I think he could smell it. I think he could smell it. And you know what? Having that personal goal on top of the team goal could only help us.
He's so consistent. I know.
It could only help us because we're gonna need some clutch hits from that guy. Yeah. And I do.
He's a guy you can hit anywhere in the lineup.
I do love him in the third hole.
I know. He's always been great. Yeah. I might have to rethink what I said because he's been perfect there. I have to admit.
He's doing what he needs to do.
He's unreal. He's unreal.
I'm hoping Marte can make it back before the playoffs.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, but with Vientos, I think that the ceiling's high. I think the future's bright. I'm not too concerned. If he's staying in a DH, I guess you're not too concerned about defense. But Oh, by the way, hopefully Guillorme will get the platinum glove for defense for utility players.
Yep. And you know what? So does McNeil deserve consideration for that as well.
Oh God, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Because while Lewis
So he did in right
plays
field even.
infield, yeah, look, he can play the outfield and play it well.
Yes.
So
In Marte's absence.
yeah.
Yeah. But again, with Vientos, I'm glad, better late than never. He's here. Let's now that we've clinched something, at least now maybe there's some pressure will be off of him and he can just relax.
Yeah.
Play
Hopefully
his game.
hopefully that's the case, just and I'm gonna throw another name that's a wild card here.
Sure.
Maybe I don't know for the first round, maybe second round, knock on wood, everything goes well. But our boy Brett Beatty.
Beatty. Yeah, no, I read your mind, you read my mind, whatever. Yeah, no,
because
I
if
think
I had to go at this point as far as approach, I'd take Beatty over Vientos and Ruff.
And it's funny because we just played
lefties.
And we just played the Brewers, and I said the Beatty reminds me of Yelich.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar, and they both wear the same number. I didn't even realize, but no, I think Beatty could definitely play a role without a doubt.
Because it's like if that's the case, you bring him in. If he's healed, I love his approach. He gets some at bats, and if he does it, he's the DH. Leave Edgardo Escobar where he is, third base.
What can you do? Yeah, no, that's fine. I think the options are there.
Yep. So you can basically go. So it'll be very interesting how they do it, and then also we have to see, other parts of the team, how. But we'll get that in another video. But as far as I'm concerned, may the best man win to be on the playoff roster, whether it's Ruff or Vientos. I like the kid. I have been following him since last year in the minors. I've seen a lot of highlights. I've seen a lot of
you mean Vientos?
games. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the things that he's done, and it's nice if you see a homegrown guy and
I love it.
does something.
This
great.
team is a perfect mix of veterans and
not that I'm cheering against Ruff, because I the more the better. But I'm just saying that when it comes to the end, whoever is doing better, that's the person you got to go. And they're going to have some tough decisions on this team.
I still think Darren Ruff could contribute. Unfortunately, right now, his biggest contribution has been a 2-inning performance in relief, which was unbelievogey.
Yeah.
But no, I think he'll come around. These guys are veterans. I think when push comes to shove, they're going to do it.
If I'm not mistaken, Vogie and Ruff are signed through another season, right? Right. It's only Naquin who isn't.
Yeah, no, and Naquin's actually been coming through again. I want to mention one other person. We talked about it on the phone, I think. And you see the weapons he has with Terrence Gore. The guy's got 3 rings. He's that secret weapon on speed. He's clocked like the fastest man in baseball, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Statistically.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't for.
Well, he was
him.
on that Royals team that beat us. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I wasn't for him at first, but now I can see
he wreaks havoc. I know Billy Hamilton was the thing back in the day, but this guy just blows him away.
But see, that's also now here we go. That also is where Vientos comes in on this, because as the games go on, right? If we get the leads or it's tight game and Vogie is on base, you know who's coming in to run. That means someone's got to come in to DH. So there you're at bats, more at bats there.
Yeah.
Either whether it's Vientos playing that day, you give Ruff the at bat there. If it's the other way, Vientos get that at bat when he comes up in his position, depending on how the game plays. Plays out.
Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, so
I think they just got to get creative, and I think
with these guys we can.
Yeah.
We got the roster to get creative, no doubt.
I think in this year, it's like how they've talked about passing the baton. This year's every guy on deck, and we cannot win without everybody focused on their job at hand.
A job at hand, and I know a quick thing about Alonso. I'm sorry?
From the first player to the 26th player.
Yeah, nobody's out. And one more thing, like you take Alonso, he hit his 36th home run last night with a bomb. I'd love to see him go for that 40. Make
Yeah.
that one of your goals. Hit at least 4 more home runs in the next 13 games.
Well, what is he?
Everything's part of it.
He's also going for the all-time Met lead in
In
RBIs.
RBIs.
What is he, six away?
I think so, yeah.
I think they said as of yesterday.
It was Piazza, right? Or was it Ventura?
I think it's Wright and Piazza.
Right in Piazza. I think Ventura was right underneath.
Yeah, Ventura was at 120.
And then I know Hojo had 117. So yeah, they were right there.
Right. So it's both David Wright and Piazza.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Great.
Some people actually say that when it's all said and done, not to take anything away from those guys, but when it's all said and done, that Pete's going to be the best offensive player in franchise history. That's possible.
It's possible.
All around.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, as long as he stays healthy.
And he's got the longevity. Yeah.
He's got the longevity in his favor. If it wasn't for the injury to David Wright, then that would have been a different story,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know what could have been. But listen, I think it's going to be good. I think Vientos is, like I said, better late than never. I mean, it's going to be very interesting now to see what happens.
Yeah.
The next 2 weeks. And hopefully, to me, all eyes are going to be on the Braves games, Thursday and Monday when we're off.
Right.
We got to treat those like our games, pretty much, and just
exactly
send some bad juju to the
Yes. Exactly.
At least lose one of those games, please.
Yeah. And I just, it's like, you know what? I just want to shut them up.
They've been incorrigible.
Yeah.
They've been incorrigible. It's time.
Let's see the good guys win.
For a change. Yeah. I gotcha.
Without
a doubt. So more on this and other topics, but on 3, 1, 2, 3, let's
go.
Mets. Please like and subscribe, everybody. Thank you so much.
We'll see everyone on our next video coming up very soon.
Yep. Thanks, Vic. Take it easy, man.
Take care, Mike.
Bye.